is Dana Bartis. I got into a car accident. I hit black ice and my car landed on its side. And so I had side-to-side whiplash and a concussion. In December 2018 was the accident. Then I didn't get to see Dr. Zielinski until March. I hadn't seen any other neurologists. My primary physician told me that I just had a concussion and I needed to rest. But I knew something was off. I knew after 3 weeks, after a month of having severe pain, I had severe sound sensitivity and extreme sensitivity to light. I was wearing noise-canceling headphones 24/7. I was staying in a blacked out window, like my room was all blacked out. I couldn't read, I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't look at my phone. So by the end of January, I had got a lot of relief through massage and through chiropractor, with my chiropractor and acupuncture. But I knew I was still having issues. My eyes would like bump when I was walking, or I would get dizzy when I was emptying the dishwasher, like bending over and standing up and looking up. All of these things were not quite right. And because I live a very active lifestyle, I could tell that I was moving slower. Anytime I got my heart rate up, my brain would stop working right. I would lose cognitive function. My migraines, I had a migraine from the day of the accident until probably about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. So when I first got to see Dr. Zielinski, he sat down with me and just listened to all of my symptoms, and we talked for an hour, which was something that I really didn't experience yet with all of the other doctors. They didn't spend that much time with me. So I felt like I was actually being heard for the first time, and I was really able to get something back because he knew right away that I had something more than just a concussion. So he sent me to get a CT scan of my ear. And so it turns out I have a near semicircular canal dehiscence. And so that's why I was getting all of this sound sensitivity. And so my vestibular system was messed up, and so everything, my balance was off, and that's why I was moving slower and not able to function the way I normally did. So I saw an ENT. He recommended, since I was still improving, I wouldn't get surgery. Came back to see Dr. Zielinski again for another set of diagnostics. I was still improving. Everything that he had told me was on point, and he was expecting to see me get better. So I started the rehab probably a month after that, and so I did a week of intensive, and they worked with my vestibular system, they worked with my eyes, and got my balance back. I'm not getting the bumping in my eyesight. I don't have, my headaches are lessened. I may have high drops too, which nobody else caught besides Dr. Z. He put me on a low sodium diet, and that is when I stopped with the intense migraines. They slowed down quite a bit with the change in the salt diet. So coming here was an absolute blessing. I was lucky enough to find Dr. Z and find him first. I know a lot of other people go to a lot of other doctors before him because they just don't do as much progressive work as Dr. Z does, and I was looking for that. I needed somebody that knew about plasticity and that was on the front end of their game, because I wasn't ready to just take some medication to make my symptoms go away. I wanted my symptoms to go away so I could go back to being a rock climbing guide and to being a teacher and to live a full life. And with the help of the team here at Northwest Functional Neurology, I really, really expect to go back to living my full life. The process is really cool. The team is really friendly, and the equipment that they have is it's not overwhelming. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty hands-on, it's pretty comfortable. And I guess it's different for everybody because everybody needs something different, right? So they really tailor it to what your exact needs are, and they go through like extensive testing and extensive communication with each other to make sure that what they're doing with you is helping you improve but not overstimulating. Like none of my symptoms flared up at all during the whole time of my intensive. And if they started to come up, then we backed off of whatever we were doing. So it felt really good to be here for the week. It was very comfortable, for sure. Oh, the TMS is intense. It's something that like I've never experienced before, but the feeling of the electrical magnetic pulses, like when I first had the car accident, when my brain was like rewiring, it was that same electrical feeling. It's really hard to describe. It sounds like a woodpecker from the outside, but from the inside it feels like little zaps going down into your brain. And for me, it came down my face a bit, which at first was like really intense, but then, I mean, I go in with a migraine in the morning and have it first thing in the morning, and then when I come out, the migraine would be gone and I would feel much more energized. Like whenever I would hope to have the TMS and then rehab, because I always felt better coming out of the TMS. So from the start, Glenn pinpointed what my issue was. And he said, we're going to run the tests and make sure that everything else is, you know, ruled out to see, because it's a very rare thing that people have what I have, the fistula and the high drops and everything. So to rule everything out and to make sure that it wasn't a severe concussion and that my symptoms were coming from inner ear damage was, you know, it was comforting because it just immediately showed me what the issue was, and then that way we could move forward with rehabbing what was really wrong without, you know, speculating on you know, a myriad of other things that it could have been. So the diagnostics are extremely extensive, and they really do get to see what of the many possibilities and variations it could be for everybody. I wish there were more places like this around the country, because there's a lot of people that get concussions regularly from sports or TBIs from car accidents, from various different things. And even just having a little bit of this therapy could really go a long way in helping people improve the quality of their life, for sure.